This could be the wildest NBA leak of the decade. A clip from a live stream never meant to be public somehow surfaced. Kyrie Irving, believing he had ended the stream, started speaking off the cuff, and then he said something that instantly shook the entire NBA.
You sure this ain't live? Because I'm tired of pretending LeBron isn't an evil man.
Yes, he actually said that, and honestly, that wasn't even the wildest part. Once you watch the full clip, you'll forget the smaller weird clips fans started digging up. Moments when Irving clearly looked frustrated in press conferences or sitting on the bench.
Circumstances or...
Don't none of us get a pass tonight. Not just Kyrie.
There was also that well-known line about LeBron being a father figure, and Irving immediately shot that down.
Because that question was crazy. When somebody asked me if LeBron was like a father figure to me, bro, that was crazy, bro. No kizzy. That was a crazy-ass question. He's like a few years older than me.
Fans began rewatching every interaction, and suddenly all those small signs of frustration started to make sense as part of a larger picture. By the time the Twitter meltdown ended, one thing was obvious: Irving was never just a supporting character in someone else's story. He had been a star on his own all along, long the LeBron-era drama even began. And let's be real, despite what some LeBron fans like to claim, Irving carried LeBron in the 2016 finals. He hit the decisive three-pointer in Game 7 against the Warriors that secured LeBron's third championship.
Let's not act like Kyrie wasn't playing at the same level that Bron was playing at in that run.
So Kyrie saved his ass because Bron sat his scary ass in the corner and said, "Here, Kyrie, I'm gonna go sit on the side. Here, Kyrie, do it for me."
To truly grasp why all this tension resonated so strongly, you need to go back to the start, 2011, when Irving first took the court in Cleveland. Before LeBron's run, before the trades, Irving was the franchise's golden boy. He was adored by fans, respected by teammates, and entirely his own player. Unlike LeBron, even to this day, he wasn't chasing super teams, fame, or control. He just played his game.
This whole celebrity idea is eroding. The whole fame idea is eroding. That's sold to us, y'all. You got people out here that are human, that are acting every day of their life. They're not even real.
He was simply a pure basketball player, focused on grinding, learning, and shaping his own identity without any distractions. When the Cleveland Cavaliers selected him first overall, in June 2011, fans were ecstatic. Coming off a brief but impressive stint at Duke, he immediately showed he belonged. As a rookie, he averaged 18.5.4 assists and 3.7 rebounds per game, shooting nearly 47% from the field and 39.9% from three-point range. These weren't just solid rookie numbers, they signaled a star in the making. It was no surprise he won the 2012 NBA Rookie of the Year, receiving 117 out of 21 first-place votes. This success wasn't a one-time thing. From 2012 to 2013 and 2013 to 2014, Irving consistently delivered, averaging 22.5 points in 2012 and 20.8 in 2013. By 2014, he was no longer considered a rookie. His All-Star selection that year was well-earned, highlighted by 31 points and 14 assists in the game, earning him the MVP trophy. Throughout these years, Irving stayed focused. He didn't seek the spotlight, leak drama, or chase super team narratives. He quietly honed his craft. Reports from high school and his early career show a humble private player who let his basketball do the talking. Before stepping on an NBA court, Irving absorbed lessons from his father. As his father put it, "You got a Bentley engine. If you don't go, the team doesn't go." That mindset stayed with him. He believed in hard work, maintaining a low profile, and growing steadily. The franchise saw him as their cornerstone, focused on basketball, not media moves or public image. That made him the ideal star for Cleveland. No need for fame, no power struggles, just a talented kid with a dream and the skills to make everyone believe in him. By 2014, Irving had matured into a respected all-star and franchise centerpiece. For a time, he was the heart of Cleveland basketball, quietly building his legacy. Then everything shifted. Out of nowhere, LeBron James announced his return to Cleveland. After 4 years chasing super teams and superstardom, the Cavaliers' world tilted instantly, and Irving, like the rest of the fans, learned about it through news feeds, interviews, and headlines.
I had no idea, man. I found out that Bron was coming back like the rest of you guys. rest of you guys in the world. I had no inclination. I had no time to prepare. It's not that it was on my bingo card, like, hey, I'm going to spend my career playing with Bron. Like, I had no idea, guys.
The team he had been carefully developing from the ground up was no longer his. Suddenly, he wasn't the centerpiece, he became the supporting act. Everything changed almost overnight. The front office, media coverage, and even coaching decisions began to favor LeBron. His PR team, brand representatives, and media insiders moved in, and the narrative through interviews and stories shifted into a completely different story.
LeBron, it's going to be a lot of media attention. It's going to be a lot of back and forth of narratives. It's going to be about a lot of spun narratives. It's going to be a lot of politics.
The Cleveland Cavaliers had transformed into more than just a basketball team. It had become LeBron's stage, with every spotlight following him. Irving remained the same elite player, still a leader, still contributing, while LeBron's presence dominated the narrative. But beyond that, there was the world LeBron brought with him. The Hollywood energy, A-list celebrities, and exclusive parties with NDAs, an entirely different scene that Irving never signed up for. Suddenly, figures like Diddy and other high-profile personalities became part of the landscape, attending events, shaping perception, and fueling the media machine. Irving immediately sensed that everything in this environment was curated, performative, and draining. Fans later uncovered old photos and leaked footage, confirming what Irving had felt. The energy around LeBron's circle was unpredictable and manipulative. From Diddy's controversial history to the influence of other celebrities, the environment felt toxic. Irving recognized this before the public ever did. It wasn't insecurity, it was awareness. The organization, media, and even locker room dynamics had shifted under LeBron. With history with LeBron, J. Smith, Iman Shumpert, Mike Miller, James Jones, Kendrick Perkins, all pieces fitting into a blueprint only he could see. The Kevin Love trade on August 23, 2014, cemented the new hierarchy. Irving's rising squad had been rebuilt in LeBron's image, around his system and timeline. Coaching changed too. In January 2016, David Blatt was fired despite a 31 record, replaced by Tyronn Lue, another choice aligned with LeBron. This pattern followed him wherever he went. With the Lakers, he influenced the Anthony Davis trade, weighed in on the Russell Westbrook acquisition, and even affected the decision to draft his son Bronny James. For Irving, growing in this environment was impossible if he wanted to stay true to himself. His style, energy, and rhythm thrived on freedom, expression, and independence, elements that didn't exist under LeBron's tightly controlled system.
When you're playing with somebody like Bron or somebody that you guys like to compare him to, it's a different animal. It's a different journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're automatically expected to be at the top of the charts, the top of the league.
From the outside, their partnership looked flawless, two superstars leading a team together. But behind the smiles, handshakes, curated photos, and media soundbites, there were real cracks. Irving's trade request wasn't impulsive, it was the culmination of years of tension, years of pretending everything was fine, years of dealing with a side of LeBron the public never saw. In the locker room, Irving kept to himself, not out of coldness, but because the space never felt his own. Teammates noticed the friction. They talked about how LeBron often spoke down to Irving, acting like an unwanted mentor, barking orders as if Irving were still a rookie. One viral clip even showed LeBron lecturing him on the bench, giving instructions in a way that felt controlling rather than supportive. On the court, the hierarchy was clear. Every time Irving touched the ball, the unspoken order was evident. LeBron first, everyone else second. Irving felt it in the energy, in the tone, in the way LeBron's presence dominated everything. It wasn't a partnership, it was control. The tension extended off the court as well. LeBron didn't just lead in games, he managed perception publicly. Subtle jabs in interviews, cryptic statements like, "We need a playmaker," or "Some guys need to grow," were carefully crafted to protect his image, while putting others in a negative light. Irving resented being discussed in headlines, rather than addressed directly. It was disrespect, and when LeBron referred to him as a kid, that final act of condescension sealed the growing divide.
Try to do whatever I could do to help the kid out, be the best player he can be.
Irving wasn't a rookie, he was a proven champion and an established all-star. Being treated like an inexperienced subordinate was blatant disrespect. But that incident in 2017 escalated things even further, eventually prompting him to make the statement he did.
I didn't leave Cleveland, I escaped it.
People often forget that the Cavaliers explored trading Irving for Paul George behind his back, just like they had with the LeBron trade. When Irving found out, it completely destroyed whatever trust he had left. Once the news hit the media, LeBron denied any involvement and immediately moved to protect his own image. But Stephen A. Smith pushed back, insisting that LeBron did know and prioritized his image over honesty. This kind of maneuver is exactly what frustrated Irving. Months later, the narrative was cleaned up to make LeBron appear innocent, claiming he never wanted Kyrie to leave and that it was never part of the plan. Irving saw through it. It was proof that he was never genuinely valued on that team. At that point, Irving made the only logical decision. He completely ghosted LeBron and formally requested a trade from the Cavaliers. He didn't call or text LeBron about it, which made sense given that the organization had treated him the same way twice before.
Did you speak to LeBron James or talk to LeBron James before you and your representatives met with ownership and let them know that you wanted out?
No.
Why not?
Why would I have to?
From the outside, it might have seemed cold or even petty, but for Irving, it was about survival. Why confide in someone who influenced coaching decisions, shaped the media narrative, and controlled perception at every turn? He needed space, clarity, and the opportunity to define himself independently of that environment. Irving walked away from a carefully structured system of control and influence that didn't respect him as an equal. He left because staying in that environment was costing him his identity, and he refused to compromise who he was to fit someone else's idea of success. The moment he departed, the Cavs realized what they had lost. What looked like an unstoppable dynasty on the surface began cracking, and once Irving was gone, those cracks became an earthquake. Many forget that Irving wasn't just a co-star, he was the piece holding LeBron's controlled chaos together. Once he left, everything fell apart. On August 22, 2017, the Cavs traded Irving for Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Ante Zizic, and the Nets' 2018 first-round pick. On paper, it seemed like a solid haul, but Isaiah Thomas was injured, Crowder didn't fit, and the team chemistry crumbled. The Cavs' once tight unit started moving in slow motion. Irving's impact becomes clear when looking at the stat. With him, the Cavs had 110 million on offensive rating, among the best in the league. After he left, the offense dipped slightly, but the defense plummeted to 29th in the league. Their net rating flipped from plus 3.2 to 0.9, not because LeBron declined, but because the system relied heavily on Irving. The Cavs were no longer a super team, they became a stressed roster, struggling through every series, pushed to 7 games by the Pacers and the Celtics, teams they had previously dominated. LeBron's need for control had backfired, and the machine collapsed. The locker room suffered as well. Isaiah Thomas was calling players out, Crowder seemed lost, and Kevin Love was blamed repeatedly. Half the roster had to be overhauled at the trade deadline, something a true title contender rarely does. Losing Irving revealed just how much balance he had provided. The ripple effect extended across the East. Boston became a contender with Tatum and Brown, Toronto won the 2019 title, Milwaukee rose, and Philly strengthened. The Irving-LeBron split didn't just affect one team, it shifted the entire league's trajectory. When LeBron left Cleveland again on July 5, 2018, the team didn't just fall, it imploded. The Cavs hit the bottom of the league, with no structure, identity, or spark, just empty seats, and a franchise trying to remember what winning felt like. LeBron's Cleveland experiment only worked while Irving balanced the chaos. Their legacies diverged sharply afterward. LeBron fully embraced the Hollywood spotlight, movies, production companies, and the Lakers empire, while Irving chose independence, taking control of his career, and deciding where and how he wanted to play. Fan debates continued, with LeBron supporters blaming Irving for the collapse, while Irving's fans pointed out that he had saved LeBron's legacy with his Game 7 shot in 2016, which had given LeBron a 4-6 finals record instead of 3. Irving stuck to his principles, and it paid off. After moving between teams, he landed in Dallas, rebuilding his narrative, on his terms. By 2024, he averaged 24.7 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 4.6 assists per game. He was shooting nearly 40% from the momentum he had built. Yet the injury didn't erase his achievements, it highlighted the redemption arc he had forged. This is the story of a player who walked away from a toxic system, rebuilt his brand, earned respect across the league, and produced elite numbers, all while defining success on his own terms.